Hey everyone, CW Music Reviews here. I'm CWD, and this is going to be this month's segment, my top 5 favorite albums of May. May is over, and it's delivered easily a good chunk of albums that will probably make it as my top 25 or even top 20 for this year, and that's really impressive for this month, certainly. So anyway, let's get straight to it. I want to give an honorable mention to the new Flume album. Not really something that I'm head over heels for, or even close to loving, but it definitely had potential for something I'm gonna, enjoy a lot. By the way, I'm not editing this review. This video. So there you go. But still, do definitely check it out. It's a decent and nice EDM record. I just hope next time Flume comes up with a commercial project, it doesn't either doesn't have as many features on it, or it has none. Because do check out my review so you can have an elaboration on that. Okay, number 5. What am I gonna pick as number 5? Yay! Number 5, the new Car Seat Headrest album, Teens of Denial. Will Toledo's prolific solo project, finally has a label with Matador Records, and under this label he has put out his first album of original compositions for, new and fresh compositions for a label, and it's definitely hitting me right out the park with this album, Teens of Denial. Nice indie rock tunes going on here. Definitely enjoying it a lot with how the lyricism aims to approach this idea of depression in adolescence, regular angst, that kind of thing. It's definitely a really lyrically intricate and interesting album, backed by a strong indie rock backbone, certainly. It's not sugary indie rock like that's been going on for the past few years. It's straight, honest to God, true to its roots indie rock that I enjoy a lot. Do definitely check it out. It's a really cool record. Number 4, Death Grips, Bottomless Pit. Death Grips, once again proving that they are easily the most consistent and interesting group in this decade with another album. And in ways of style and accessibility, they're going back to their Money Store days. And since the Money Store was one of my favorite records of all time, they're definitely winning me over in that regard. Definitely their most successful release to date. Definitely their most immediate release to date. Do definitely check it out. It's a really cool record. Number 3, the new Autechre album, Elseq 1 through 5. 4 hours of IDM, and somehow I managed to get a review for it this month. Don't be too put off by it. It's, number 1, it's a fantastic album, like I mentioned. It's really intricate and really interesting fusion of different electronic sounds like IDM, maybe touches of EDM, 3 different types of house music, deep, acid, and prog. Definitely a really interesting release, and definitely probably going to be my favorite electronic album of this year, at least so far. Do definitely check it out. It's been sectioned off into 5 parts, so it's not going to be entirely impossible to digest in full. Number 2, the new Vektor album, Terminal Redux. Vektor, Philly thrash metal band, progressive thrash metal band, and they've come up with probably their best album to date so far. They're certainly their most epic in terms of narrative and lyricism and concept, pretty much being about this intergalactic general that goes into the void of space and somehow comes out alive, and he's proving to be this antagonist for the story, or something of that nature. But the riffs here, it's Vektor doing Vektor, but a lot more, I guess, intricate, a lot more dense, certainly, and it's definitely a metal album of the year at the moment. Do check it out if you're a Vektor fan, do check this out if you're a metalhead, and definitely do check this out if you're a fan of, like, space operas, or just, I guess, music in an operatic vein in general. It definitely goes for that vibe. But my favorite album this month, but also quite possibly so far my favorite album of the year, Radiohead, Amonche Pool. Radiohead are back, and they have proved to me that they have at least one more masterpiece to churn out in them, certainly. What they essentially did was not only have these new songs, but also a fusion of older compositions that have been in their live setting for a minute. Their closing track has actually been around since the 90s. And they pretty much fuse them all together into this really melancholy, this really heavy on the soul type music. It's certainly sad what they're doing with this record. It's actually my theory that this might be a breakup album for Tom. And yeah, it's just really fantastic, and I can't wait for my special edition vinyl for this record to come in the mail at some point. Do definitely check this out if you're a Radiohead fan, and if you aren't a Radiohead fan, give this a try as well. I actually have a lot of friends who weren't particularly that into Radiohead that checked this album out, and they ended up being quite enamored with what Radiohead do, certainly. So yeah, those were my favorite albums of May. May was pretty fantastic. I can't wait for June, especially given the 17th. The 17th got a lot of records I'm anticipating for the year. So, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So the CW Music Reviews. Oh man. CW Music Reviews here, signing off.